very freaky. So I'm sitting in my room. It's about 9:30ish or something like that. I went and picked up my roommate from, let's just say, a fraternity house. So let's just leave it at that. It was a Tuesday night. And so I get back, and I've got a set of headphones that I put on to listen to some music and stuff like that. So I'm just chilling, hanging out,
vibing.
I hear him go into the bathroom, flip on the fan. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Heard the door lock. I was like, all right, cool. So you do you, man, like whatever. And then I hear a thud. And I'm like, oh, well, he must be using the toilet. He must have slammed it down too hard. Okay, well, that's fine. And then I notice a couple minutes later, I'm like, you know what? That vibration was on my feet. So yeah. I'm thinking to myself, well, this can't be good. So I sit there for about 10, 15 minutes, don't hear a peep. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go check this out. So I go knock on the door. Nothing, and I hear him heavily breathing. So I'm like, at least he's breathing. So I'm like, okay,
it's a good sign.
So
good start.
I'm calling his name, knocking on the door like this. I guess knuckles out is how you would pronounce it. And so it's been like a while. I talked to my roommate, and he's like, look, man, if this goes on any longer, we may have to like call somebody. So turn the fist out, bang with the back of my fist. So start yelling his name. That proceeds to work, but the things that are going through in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is not good. This is bad. Like, and it's just like freaking me out right now, and I'm like having anxiety attacks. So, talk about a real horror story there, guys.
Yeah, that's well, it's a good thing that you. I mean, you could have been one of those people that just like ignored it, and
yeah.
That would have been terrible. So
that would have been a lot worse. But having to deal with that kind of thing, I couldn't help but think while you were telling that story, and I wouldn't have maybe felt this way if you would have said that it didn't, I guess, turn out okay. But after the end of that, if I had been you, I would have went back to my room and thought to myself, man, like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like,
he is a random roommate.
I'm just,
so yeah.
It's like I just wanted someone else to split that rent. Like, I wasn't trying to like have a heart attack over this person I kind of barely know, but I live with, but I would also feel somewhat responsible for if something were to happen to this person.
Sure.
Really, it's an interesting way to feel
dynamic.
because you don't.
You're not attached to them.
You're not really attached, but just because you live together, you share the same space, you are probably more attached than you would be otherwise.
Well, you also, I would assume you're a good person, Travis. So I wouldn't think that you'd be like,
well, I try to be a good person from time to time. It's a struggle, and Matt thinks I'm the worst person in the world, obviously. So
no, I don't, but.
Well, to continue on this Classic Rock Friday, we've got Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd for you and Dream On Aerosmith on the Morning App.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Your Rays weather forecast brought to you by boomweather.com on this Friday morning with a high of 37 and a low of 20. There's some snow flurries outside. I walked outside my door today and was like, wow, it's snowing, but
a little more than some.
There might be a few snow showers, Josh, but it will be ending by late afternoon. So
the sooner it ends, the better for me.
What? Why is that?
I got things to do, places to be.
Travis, it's not going to hinder you from driving.
You drive a Jeep.
Yeah, I do drive a Jeep, but you
jerk.
I'm just kidding. You obviously don't know like the way in which you go back to my house. It's just really not conducive to bad weather. It's really the worst.
Getting the place
actually.
To stay.
I love my place as far as like the house itself, but getting there or just moving at all when the weather's bad, huh?
Or your roommate, yeah.
It will be okay. But this weekend's gonna be really nice.
That's what I heard.
High of 45 and on Sunday.
High of 45.
High of 45 on Saturday and a high of 51 on Sunday.
That's not nice.
And
it's cold without the snow. I'd rather it be cold with the snow, or it be like warm and nothing. I don't want it.
All right, Josh. Well,
cold at 45.
Well, 3 golf balls on Sunday and 3 golf balls on Monday.
I'll take 3 golf balls in March. 3 golf balls in March is pretty good.
It is 1 right now, though.
I may have to hit the golf course in my parka jacket.
Maybe.
Ooh, good.
Maybe. Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
70s parka jacket, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I like the jacket you're wearing now.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very colorful.
So the air is nice and crisp outside, and Matt, people evidently put a bigger premium on that than I would have thought.
Wow. Yeah. So a British man is selling jars from up in the Swiss Alps for $246 a pop. So just under $250. He says it is the perfect gift for someone who, quote unquote, has it all. So if you're someone who has it all, I would expect maybe like a Dave Ramsey type, someone who has all this money.
Donald Trump.
Someone of that nature would be wanting some of these gifts. The jars come with a signed certificate of authenticity,
of course,
and the GPS coordinates of exactly where it was located. So the latitude and longitude lines, guys, both on the card. And you know, the good part about this is the proceeds will go to charity. So for those who have it all, you're gonna be giving back in a way because you're getting stuff that was free anyway.
Mountain air
for $246.
So yeah. If you want Swiss Alps air and you don't want to pay $250 for it, just go to the damn Swiss Alps.
The only
might cost more.
The only redeeming quality about this particular gift would be the fact that the money is going to charity.
Yeah.
This reminds me of this is the gift version of the other day on the program. We were talking about gurus, like generally speaking, and how
gurus.
being a life guru, or really just a guru of anything, and how being a guru is really a stupid profession in my opinion. And it's just it's a non-profession.
That's
kind of
your
thing.
opinion.
My opinion, but I think someone only giving you life advice for their entire income is ridiculous. So you getting a gift where it's just like, what did I get you? Air.
It's a beautiful thing, Travis.
Air.
Because and granted, you can get these at different sizes too. You know how
okay.
That's ingenious.
You got the 246 for 3 liters of air, 166 for a liter, and a pint will set you back to $96. So
$96.
Now, if you guys have seen the movie Spaceballs, there's a scene where one of the guys, I can't remember his name for the life of me. I don't either. But he's like the general. He's the guy who runs the show, and he's like, "There's no air shortage up here." And he pulls out his desk and he opens a can of Perrier, and it's canned air, and starts sniffing it. So getting that air back into his system. Also, SpongeBob, the episode of the where they stole a balloon. He's like, "Oh, I got the air." So,
that's I'm so
classic.
glad we got SpongeBob and Spaceballs in the same segment because 2 excellent classics right there.
I thank you, Josh.
You know what the real problem is? Is as soon as you said a British man, why is it like everything we talk about that's weird is from like Britain or just like Europeans?
You know, so here in America, we've only been around, a matter of hundreds of years. You know, Britain over there,
They're on
at
the
this point,
cutting edge.
they've ran out of things to do.
So they got to get more.
They ran out of
more
things
ideas.
to do. Yeah, they have to get more and more ridiculous.
They still don't have hockey.
A good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well,
so
ridiculous.
That's an untapped market for hockey.
Well, I'm gonna start jarring the air up here.
Yeah, it's beautiful mountain air.
You know, like Blue Ridge Mountaineer here,
Now, I want to know,
Appalachian Mountaineer.
what do they do? Do they just get a mason jar, and do they stand there steady, like, okay, careful, got it.
I hope they wave
close.
the jar or the container through the air, much like you would if you were trying to catch butterflies in a butterfly net.
Yes,
You know,
you
just
think?
like really getting into it. You
Yeah.
know.
They're like,
So
yeah,
Jelly-
got it,
yeah.
got it.
to make another SpongeBob reference, jellyfishing, if you will.
yeah.
Wow, we are
Yeah.
doing. Ooh.
Wow,
Wow. Yeah. Tons of SpongeBob this
Zingers.
morning.
Zingers right now.
Yeah.
I hope it's on this morning.
I don't know. It's always on when I go
Saturday
home.
morning. That's the only time I know for a fact that like cartoons will be on. So
I can always YouTube it. So
yeah. So anyway, if you want to go get you some mountain air from this guy in Britain, and you live here in the great United States of America, you'll have to get on a plane. And speaking of planes, there was a mouse, guys, the other day. So first and foremost, when you think of a mouse, you know, it's what? A matter of inches long. I don't think of mice as being very menacing.
So like 4 inches max.
Yeah. I don't think of it really being a huge deal. Well, and again, England comes up. There was a flight that was supposed to have left from San Francisco, and it was bound for England. And they were taxiing in San Francisco when they realized there was a mouse on board. And one of the passengers pointed it out. And evidently, they wanted to take care of this mice problem before they took off.
Oh, of course.
So they were just like, "Yeah, let's stop the plane. Let's figure this mouse thing out." They were delayed for 4 hours
How are you delayed for 4 hours?
because of a mouse. And I'm just wondering, I mean, with the sheer size of a plane. Now I know a mouse can chew through something, I guess, electrical. So that is kind of a
No.
scary thought, I guess.
That's what happened to the Malaysia airline. We figured it out.
Too soon.
Not that they were just a bad airline. It was that.
It was a mouse.
But I guess theoretically it could have been, but 4 hours for a mouse. I understand you're flying all the way to England, and it would probably be different if it was a flight from San Francisco to like LA, like LAX. But I don't see this. I don't see this. Do you guys actually think that one single mouse could bring down a 747?
Yeah,
Well-
of mice of planes, you know.
Yeah, of course.
A plane of mice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, yeah. I mean, a lot of people are going to freak out by this. People don't like rodents. People are freaked out by these things. So I think it's more or less for the passengers' sake because they're probably the ones that were in uproar. It's the pilot was probably like, "Oh, can we get this thing going already?"
I hope so.
I mean, like, why not just take flight and throw that sucker out while you're in the air? Like, I mean, just
Now,
saying, so.
I have terrible luck with technology or anything, that's motorized even. So if I was on that plane, honestly, I'd probably be like, get it off, because knowing me, the mouse would chew through everything, probably my seat first, just to get me down on the ground with them, and then just chew through everything else, and eventually the plane.
gosh.
Yeah.
Granted, my curse is real, and we all know it.
When we're having technical difficulty here in the studio, we ask you to leave.
No, and
Because
usually it works.
Because we understand that you are the problem.
I've walked into a room before while people were working on photos, and the photos be completely deleted. True story. Photos get completely deleted right when I walk in. I stay for a couple minutes. They can't find them. I'm like, guys, I'm telling you it's me. I will leave. I have left, and the next morning they said, yeah, the second you leave, picture the back.
Photos were generated.
It's me.
Are you like a vampire of like for photos? Or
My
anything?
family
A
is
demigod of
technologically cursed in every way possible.
Yeah. Are you a demigod?
I wish, just in a good way.
But yeah, not
Not in this
that
bad
would be in a
cursed
bad
like
way.
the
Yeah.
Demi Lovato god. Anyway, continue.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm not saying that like everyone should coddle mice or mouse and be like Lenny from Mice and Men and be like, oh, I love this mouse, but like,
or Ralph from what's the little mouse.
Yeah. But why are we so scared of something that's literally what? That big?
I think it's,
I don't know. It's just
for me. I guess it's probably more of the unclean
Yeah.
feeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
because
your bathroom isn't unclean, like the floor is not unclean.
You could have a rodent.
I had a couple mice in my place. It's been several months ago now, but until I felt pretty comfortable that they were all gone, I was always on, kind of edge while sitting in my living room. Just if I saw something move out of the corner of my eye, I was just like, oh man, what's going on over there? What's going on over there? I gotta get these things, kind of thing. So
you were getting all paranoid.
I was getting all paranoid.
They're coming for me. They're coming.
Yeah. So for me, it's more of the unclean part of, of
I guess,
mice.
but I mean, I'm not saying to like, unless it's maybe your pet. I'm not saying to like pick up the mice and be like, oh, here we go, and like carry mice in your hand and be like, oh yeah, I got the mice, guys. But like, come on.
Sounds like a good way to be or to get a disease.
Yeah, I mean, but like, come on, that mouse is really gonna ruin that flight.
It could.
Yeah, I just don't think it would have.
Imagine the passengers who are like, oh, well, it's common to be delayed by 3 hours, 4 hours. But we were delayed for her mouse.
Usually
And
it's
if you're
like
still
a terrible storm.
And if you're still sitting on the plane while you're
for 4
like,
hours.
I hope
you
they
did
got
say
off.
that they were taxied, right?
Yeah.
So who
Yeah.
knows? They could be.
It didn't say that. It didn't say whether or not they did come back to the terminal. I hope they came back to the terminal because
I bet you they didn't.
Yeah. If they were out there on the runway that long, gosh.
I did just get a text. Someone reminded me that the Black Plague was, spread by mice.
Yep. True story.
So, I guess if we don't want the plague to infect us.
And they were going back to England too. So.
Oh gosh,
It was
that's
all-
where it
That's
started.
why
Oh.
the bridge
exactly
wouldn't let
it.
them in. They said, until you get this mouse off this plane, we're not letting you into our country.
Seriously,
We have
what-
mountain air here, guys. We're not jeopardizing
Well,
that.
that's no. I don't. It's from the Swiss. I don't know.
Well,
No,
Europe.
no, a British
Have our own
man.
air.
Well, okay, fair enough. I don't know. I just
I've got
What is it with the British? What is it with the British? I really want to know this.
those dirty redcoats.
I don't know.
Is it your hypothesis
Really,
that
though,
they just haven't? They've done everything, so they just stuff keeps happening to them that's just weird.
I think at this point, it's become like a subconscious thing for us when we're making the show. When we're
To just add a British
yeah,
thing in?
I think, yeah.
How can we make
need to
us
get
look better
Jamie
and them
in
look
here.
bad?
Yeah, we do.
Maybe
We
we
do.
should be more conscious of that. But to wrap this up, that obviously is a really bad experience flying. What is like some of y'all's like worst?
I've never flown.
You've never flown?
I've never, knock on wood, I've never really had a bad experience flying. I mean, I've had flight delays. Probably the worst was I was in Dallas Fort Worth Airport, and I was flying in from San Antonio because we were catching a flight to go back to Raleigh, and we were running around the entire airport trying to get on like a train that got us to the other part of the airport, and then ended up being late for our flight. So basically just running around an airport trying to catch our next flight was basically the worst experience I've had. So not necessarily in the plane itself.
I was on a flight from Charlotte to New York. I guess at this point it's been 4 years ago. And it wasn't necessarily that bad of a flight. Nothing tragic happened. It was just such a rough flight. It was definitely the worst flight I've ever been
So-
on.
I felt like the plane was going to fall apart.
I mean, the turbulence,
okay,
it was
gotcha.
absolutely ridiculous. And but that is not all that bad, I guess. However, I have heard of people being in planes before where they were having really bad turbulence, and they hit a particular air pocket that just kind of more or less sucks you down. I don't exactly know how
Is
that
it
all
like
works.
a G-force thing? Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know how it all works, but I have heard of people saying that we just dropped 10,000 feet down in a matter of like 20 seconds because of whatever air pocket we were entering into, which that would absolutely terrify me.
Well, I mean, I've heard that if you're over like 5'10", or like if you're 5'10", then flying on a plane is not conducive for you, but I don't know.
When we come back, we'll be talking relationships, but now it's Carry On My Wayward Son, Kansas, on the Morning Up.
Hi, I'm Cameron Moore. Considering a career in broadcasting? So was I. So I applied to the Radio Talent Institute, and today I'm working professionally on the air doing a music radio show. The Keller Radio Talent Institute at Appalachian State University is the only program of its kind in the world for college students wanting a career in broadcasting. Whether it's on air and music radio, sports, news, production, social media, sales, promotions, or any aspect of radio. It's an intense 10 days of learning this summer with over 30 broadcast professionals teaching the sessions. It's the
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Just hit 8:50 on this wonderful Friday morning, and you have 10 minutes to be wherever you need to be by the top of the hour. That's 9 o'clock. I do not have to be anywhere, though.
I don't
Oh,
either.
yeah, class got canceled.
Class got canceled.
No classes on Fridays.
Same.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Class, like your individual class or classes?
No, my individual class. I apologize for people out there. I don't think the university...
You just got Travis's
Man.
hopes up.
Yeah.
Dude,
No, my individual class was canceled Wednesday, so I'm
We,
good.
Okay.
we do have Windows, Travis, and
It's not that bad.
yeah.
Travis,
I know,
it's
I
boom.
know.
We own like 3/4 of like the snow plows.
Well, even still, like it's they've surprised me before. Growing up here, it was always inconsistent. So
But Josh, apparently these are 15 questions you need to ask yourself. I mean, if you want to keep yourself in a relationship.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's all us guys here, so no girl to hold us back from telling our true feelings and emotions during this relationship segment.
Or to
Blanket.
tell us that
Yeah.
we're wrong.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, keep that
'cause
relationship in check.
We
Check
know what
yourself.
we're doing. And if your maybe relationship is getting, I don't know, a little bit stale, or maybe you've been together so long and you just don't, I don't know, do as much as you used to, you're a little bit lazy, here are a couple questions you need to ask yourself to really see if you're doing enough for your relationship. One is, when's the last time you did something nice for your partner without being asked? That's one of them. And then, could I be putting more effort into this relationship? And I think that's a big one, because a lot of people, you know, eventually after a while, just like, oh, she knows I like her, she knows I love her, she knows I care about her, but you don't. You get lazy.
Lazy, yeah.
And I think that's a big thing that eventually, you know, could ruin a relationship. And then a couple other questions are we doing our best to keep things exciting? Am I happy with our last interaction? These are just a couple daily questions that you can ask yourself. Or do we spend enough time together? Do we spend enough time apart? I mean, when was the last time we made each other feel special as well?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, as long as you're, like, active, like, within the confines of your relationship, as long as you're not having a somewhat of a passive relationship where
I think
you're there, like, you're together, but, like, are you really
Together.
Yeah, you don't want to be just like, we're here.
Despite, you know, being in relationships before, and keeping things exciting, I tend to get bored pretty easily. I don't know if that's just me being, like, young, but, like, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's just, you know, I want to be a free spirit.
If you really care about someone, you want to put in. I think relationships are all about maximum effort, in my opinion. Some people are like, you need to be with someone where you can put in, you know, you don't have to always be trying all the time. I don't know. I think if you're in a relationship, you should be trying to make your significant other feel good and be happy for as long, you know, the entire time.
I agree with that, but I also think that you shouldn't be trying to be someone that you're not. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
but if you really care about this person, you want to make her happy and everything.
Yeah, but I also think, like, to me, like, that some of that stuff should be natural to some extent too. Like,
Well, yeah.
you know, I'm a guy who likes to, you know, I'm like, Valentine's Day is stupid, but, like, I'll go out on, like, a random Wednesday and be like, oh, here's some flowers, baby girl, and then, like,
I think a date night once a week is good.
I like to be maybe a little bit more spontaneous when it comes to surprising a woman. That's just me.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that.
I think in terms of keeping the relationship fresh or not boring, I think if you truly are, like, if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, if you love them, or even if you just love somebody, it won't get boring to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it won't get boring if you're truly into this person. It will never get boring.
I think it's just putting in, you know, effort. Like, looking, you still want to, like, don't give up looking good for the person. Maybe you always look your best, you always acted your best around the person, and then eventually you're just like, oh, well, she knows who I am.
You just and sweats, and you're like, oh, whatever.
When you go out to eat, you don't take her out to dinner anymore. You're just like, yeah, let's stay in and
there's
do nothing.
There's a difference between, I guess, just being in a lull in the relationship and, like, being bored.
Yeah,
true. Because you can fall into a routine where you're not necessarily bored, but, you know, you do this and you do this and you do this, and this is, you know, and it might be nice. It might be a nice little routine that you know, more or less enjoy, but just shaking it up.
Yeah.
And I mean, life happens too. I mean, like, what if, like, you know, you get a new position and you're forced to work more hours, you know what I mean? And, you're being a little bit more neglectful than you usually were, or something like that.
That's when you gotta maybe try.
Then that's when you need to start asking questions. But that's also, like, a time to listen too. You know, you should always be listening to your spouse, your significant other, whoever it may be, because, you know, they give a different perspective, and there's a different way that they see things. So I think that's probably the most important thing, is to make sure that you're listening. I think, because communication, I think we all know, even as communication majors, not all of us communicate very well.
Oh, not at all. But I think,
especially this generation.
Yeah, I think the last question, probably the most important one: does my partner know how much they mean to me? Because, you know,
gotta tell them.
Yeah, everyone appreciates a little, you know, maybe text, a little card, little flowers. I mean, especially girls. So you know, make sure that they know how you actually feel about them. Yeah, and Brandon, let's say that you've been single for a while. What are some suggestions to kind of get back into that swing of things?
Yeah, these are 7 tips for getting back into dating when you've been single for a while.
My ears are wide open.
Yeah, man, I think a lot of us at this table, maybe except Travis, is all ears
I
for
always
this
feel
one.
singled out, but anyway, yeah.
It's okay.
Nice single pun there.
Let go of the past. This is key. Do not let the past hold you back. Do not let your past relationships hold you back.
Preach.
Agreed.
Yeah, and be bold and put yourself out there. Put yourself out there.
Yeah, I think to
biggest
me,
problem.
I think one of the biggest problems is like, even I find myself like going to a bar or something like that. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, all right, man, we're going out. I'm gonna talk to some girls tonight. It's just like, yeah, let's go. And then it's just like I get there, I'm like,
anxiety.
Hyperventilating in the
I'm
corner.
like, I need more alcohol. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just
See
like
your boys there, and it ends up just like,
Well,
and then you're
speaking
just a
of that,
drunk
make
mess.
the first move.
Yeah, no, that's huge. But sometimes guys are also like, I hate when guys are like, yeah, dude, I don't even try. I'm like, yeah, right. Like, not every girl just comes up to you and is like, oh yeah, you're super cute.
Oh, that doesn't happen to you?
Also, it
Not
takes
all the time.
Weird.
it takes like a particular personality type for the actually not trying vibe
Yeah.
to come across
To
the
work.
way it should. Yeah.
Ask your friends to pay it forward. Always using your friends to find a significant, or
Yeah.
just to find someone to date.
Be like, hey,
a
introduce
good
me
one.
to her or him,
Yeah. Or like, is
I
that
rely on
someone
my
you work
friends, yeah.
with? Kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Can I
Can
get
you-
them digits?
Can you put me in touch? That
Yeah,
kind of
basically.
thing. Yeah.
Can I have your number? Can I have it? Can I have your number? Oh, greatest
Can I?
video ever.
Can I please? Choose the right online dating app. Tinder's not
Well,
really
it depends.
the way to go.
That's assuming that you are
It's not
dating
really a
online.
dating app. I wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
classify that as a dating
Yeah,
app.
That's
We've
what-
had this
that's what it says on the
conversation before,
article.
yeah.
Go to
Uh,
Christian Mingle or FarmersOnly.com.
Match.com. Great one. Oh,
Farmers Only. Christian Mingle.
Plenty of fish.
FarmersOnly.com.
Plenty of
what
fish.
Plenty of fish, maybe.
I never heard of that one.
POF, yeah.
That one's popular in the UK, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
more British stuff.
One thing about Match.com, at least their commercials, the
The
guy,
old guy?
I don't know if he's actually I think is he the CEO? Is he
I
supposed
have
to be the
no
CEO?
idea.
Because I think it does say that in the commercials.
Is he?
I wasn't sure, but he is just like such this like comforting person, and his personality type, I just want to be his friend.
You just want to match.
I don't necessarily want to use Match.com. It doesn't make me want to use Match.com, but it does make me want to like get to know that guy.
Well,
Match.com actually has an MLB singles, so promise you that's real. So Brandon,
yes, I
Whoa.
love me some baseball. Last two tips: keep your standards high and stay optimistic and
There you
happy.
go.
People,
don't
come on.
settle.
Yeah,
Don't
do it.
settle.
Don't
settle.
settle
And
for
be happy.
nothing in life. Nothing in life, Travis. Never settle.
Never.
That man, what great relationship
happy.
advice in terms we did. Just us guys here.
I know. I know. I think we should do this. We should do this
Yeah.
every show.
Kristen should just be off the
It's
segment
sports
every
rap
week.
and Travis,
I know,
right?
yeah. Kristen
she's
will
gonna
never
hate
know
me for that
how
one.
good this was. But anyway, that does it for today's show, the Friday all-male edition. Come Monday, we'll be back. Kristen, hopefully, will be back in our fold, and it won't be just the guys. But thanks for listening to the Morning App here on 90.5 WASU.